It's really hard for me to answer what it's like to work with an artist like Tech, especially, you know, when I was younger, because I've known him my entire life. So for me, this is someone who I see nearly every day and always have. He's like my uncle. So if anything, you know, when I was younger and doing songs like Demons when I was 9 years old, when I'm, you know, now doing the tracks we've done together, most recently Habanero, which is track 1 off of his latest album, Planet, it's a family ordeal, so it's not really, it doesn't feel out of the ordinary, and it never has. My favorite memory working with Tech is probably when I got his verse back for Actin' Like You Know, because it was the first time, not only was it my first solo track, but it was my first time featuring Tech on a song rather than it being N9ne featuring Mackenzie Nicole. And I was 15 at the time, and I was at a Royals game with my best friend and, you know, 2 of our other very, very best friends for my best friend's birthday, and I got the email that had Tech's verse attached to it, and I could see in the subject line, so I had to get up and like go to a like corner outside the stadium, and I had Kelly, my best friend, and all them with me, and we were all crowded around my phone trying to hear it, and it was this really crazy moment. There was such a number of firsts in that moment. I called Tech immediately, and it's just so crazy because it really kicked off what, you know, this weird phase of my career that was, you know, between Actin' Like You Know and my first album being recorded. That was about a 2-year phase, and it was this really amazing, really great time of trying to figure out who I was as an artist, and that really began that. Lots of waiting. It's been, it's been about 2.5 years now since Actin' Like You Know was released. What you can expect from this album is, first of all, it's a clean segue from what you've heard from me so far into what I think we're building the foundation of my career on with this album. I think that you'll recognize me, but you'll also hear a lot of new things from me. And on top of that, really more than anything, what you're gonna hear is what Strange Music's version of pop sounds like so far. It's gonna be more pop, obviously, than what you're used to coming off Strange, but it isn't, you know, just stock top 40 either. It's definitely, you know, we took, and there's still that Strange twist on it, which is very important to me because in being on Strange Music, or more specifically our, you know, subdivision of Strange Maine, which is, you know, our, you know, pop music division, it's so important to keep the integrity of what Strange Music is about, that sort of edginess, and that sort of, I think, those dark undertones, that nuance. That's what people have come to love about us, and if that didn't exist in our pop division, it would be a complete miss. And so I think that's what you should be expecting. Whenever people ask me to describe my sound, I like to borrow a term that was coined recently by Dua Lipa. She called her music, and I love this so much, and I talk about it every single interview practically. She called it quote unquote dark pop. And I really think that's really, really, really cool because I just picture like this like mystic coven of like pop princesses I just want to be a part of, because I feel like that's her, that's Halsey, you know, that is Charlie XCX. And that entire, I think it's almost like a subgenre of pop in my world where it's a little bit edgier, it has those dark undertones, and I really would love to fall in that same vein. There is a lot of pressure in terms of making sure that it is at its heart a pop division, you know, and there is a certain formulaic nature to doing pop music. And I think that ultimately, while that can be limiting, that also gives you an opportunity to, like I said earlier, do your take on pop. If you give everyone the same lined coloring page, everyone's gonna fill in the blanks differently, you know? And being a pop artist, it's just a matter of trying to figure out how you're gonna work with the formula given to you. And so in that respect, yeah, there is a pressure to create a certain type of music, and I'd be lying to say that I just do whatever I want, actually. I would love to get to that point of doing whatever I want, but right now, your allegiance, if you're in my position, lies to making sure that you do your job in launching this pop division.